what they be doing to people too? I don't know how they be finding videos of like the cartel doing stuff, but you say one little small thing about them and next thing you know, your right leg attached to your back. You gonna look like a mermaid. How El Mencho was killed. Yo, every time I see a video about Mexico or anything in general, I just thank God that I wasn't born there because of all the cartel stuff. Like, I don't want no beef with the cartel, okay? Yeah, let's watch it. I had to hit up my friends in Mexico immediately because of this. Like, what's going on, bro?
2nd, 2026. Mexico wakes up in total chaos. Highways blocked by burning vehicles, supermarkets set on fire, airports in panic, and flights canceled. At first glance, it seems like the beginning of a civil war, but this wave of simultaneous violence is the desperate reaction to one single piece of news. Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes,
Okay, first of all, I thought El Mencho died like a long time ago. Like, I'm just shocked just finding out that he died, like, I don't know when, not too long ago. But I thought he died a long time ago. And why did they do this now? Like, why didn't they do this a long time ago?
As El Mencho, the leader of the extremely powerful and bloodthirsty Jalisco New Generation cartel, has been killed.
Look at them. They look like the SWAT team, and apparently they were getting their uniforms and stuff from the CIA. I don't know.
Years of a manhunt, the elusive drug lord has met his end. To understand the enormity of what happened in February 2026, we must take a step back and understand who was the man that terrorized an entire nation. Born in 1966 in Michoacan, El Mencho did not love public life and the spotlight like other drug traffickers. He was a ghost. A man who guided his empire from the shadows.
And apparently he was getting a bag too. YouTube, what are we doing? Come on, let's start our own gang or whatever, and just make money.
80s, at the age of only 19 years old, he was arrested in San Francisco for dealing heroin.
Whoa!
At the age of only 19 years old, he was arrested in San Francisco for dealing heroin.
Why do I feel like he got a
After
glove?
being convicted and subsequently deported from the United States, he even worked as a local police officer before passing definitively to the other side of the barricade. His true rise, however, begins around 2009 when he founds the Jalisco New Generation cartel. The CJNG became, in a few years, the fastest growing criminal organization in the world. In addition to flooding the United States with fentanyl and methamphetamines, the cartel of El Mencho distinguished itself by a disturbing characteristic: its paramilitary power, explosive drones, rocket launchers, and an unprecedented ferocity that spanned.
Look at this. You couldn't try some shit like this in the US. They would have been had your ass locked up. What is going? Yo, this is insane. I wouldn't say nothing about Mecho because they treat him like he's a god.
Spared neither rivals nor civilians nor high state officials. But how do you catch a criminal who has at his disposal a private army? The answer arrived from a fatal mistake exploited by Mexican intelligence in close collaboration with the United States. And as often happens in the history of great...
Of course, like, why don't we ever just mind our business? Like, why aren't we ever just focusing on us? Isolationism? Yeah, I be paying attention in history class. Why don't we ever just focus on us before we start doing whatever the heck in other countries and stuff like that? Like, hello?
Great criminal bosses.
We're struggling.
The weak point was his inner circle. The secret agents, monitoring the movements of one of the romantic partners of Oseguera, discover a scheduled meeting in an isolated ranch in the mountains of Tapalpa. It is the opportunity they had been waiting for years. In the hours that precede the dawn of Sunday, February 22nd, the trap is sprung. Special forces and infantry, supported by helicopters, surround
Look at, oh my God, is this really where he lived? Like, he is so isolated.
Area. But the reception is brutal. The personal guard of El Mencho opens fire with grenade launchers and heavy weapons to cover the escape of the boss, who throws himself...
Where do you get a grenade launcher?
...desperately into the thick surrounding woods. El Mecho is tracked down among the trees, severely wounded by bullets together with 2 of his bodyguards. He is captured alive. The military authorities organize an emergency air transfer towards a hospital in Mexico City, hoping to save him to put him on trial. But it is too late. Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes dies in flight. At 59 years old, the reign of terror of El Mecho closes. But such a rapid, lethal, and ruthless rise
I wonder if they over there partying right now. Ooh, he's so orange. Get him out my screen,
could not pass
please.
unnoticed beyond the border. For the United States, the Jalisco cartel was not only a criminal organization, but a true and proper threat to national security. The American Anti-Drug Agency
Why is he still on my
considered
screen?
El Mencho the #1 responsible for the fentanyl epidemic, the synthetic drug that was literally devastating the streets and cities of the United States. For this reason, on his head was
Hey, I can happily say I'm clean. I hope you guys are clean too. You know, don't do drugs. It's really bad for you. And then you could lose your life with the snap of a finger. So
placed one of the highest bounties ever offered in the history of crime. $15 million.
you know what I could do with 15 million? I should have. No, never.
Behind the scenes, the political
lot of
pressure
money
of
there.
Washington on the Mexican government had become unsustainable. American intelligence started to weave an invisible net, intercepting encrypted communications and employing high-altitude surveillance drones. Without this massive technological support and without the continuous tip-offs from the United States, finding the ghost would have been almost impossible. The final objective of the Americans was clear: capture him alive and extradite him to bury him in a maximum security prison in Colorado, exactly as had been done with El Chapo.
Who the heck
As soon
is
as the news of his
that?
death spreads, the CJNG literally unleashes hell. The cartel's protocol is clear: create the most total chaos to terrorize the government and paralyze the army's.
I need someone to slap behind me like this. Like, my subscribers, I'm gonna need y'all to hold it down like this, low key. Like, whenever someone what am I saying? Whenever someone beats me up, I'm gonna need y'all, like, all hell break loose, bro. Y'all got me.
Movements. In a few hours, over 85 narco blockades are registered in 20 different states. Fundamental cities like Guadalajara are completely paralyzed. Prisons are assaulted, including a violent prison break in Puerto Vallarta. Pharmacies and supermarkets are set on fire. The government finds itself forced to deploy a colossal force, over 10,000 troops in a few days, to quell the riots, in a true and proper display of military force that costs the lives of dozens of National Guard agents and suspected criminals. The killing of El Mencho is without a doubt a monumental blow. But the bloody history of Mexican drug trafficking teaches a harsh lesson. When you cut the head off the snake, often others are born. We already saw it in 2016.
So when does this stop? Like, when do y'all think they'll stop? What will bring an end to this? If you just, I don't want to say that, it's a bit harsh, but if you just kill every single member of the thing, is that when they'll stop? Because this is insane. How do you control this?
Precisely Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. At the time, it was the power vacuum left by the arrest of El Chapo that allowed El Mencho and his newly born Jalisco cartel to expand like wildfire. Today, 10 years later, history risks repeating itself in reverse. The absence of an authoritarian figure like El Mencho will almost certainly trigger a ruthless war.
Y'all see what they be doing to people too? I don't know how they be finding videos of, like, the cartel doing stuff, but you say one little small thing about them, and next thing you know, your right leg attached to your back. You gonna look like a mermaid. And I don't understand when it ever gets that. I don't know. They just want to assert dominance or whatever,
succession. But now that
this
the
is
ghost has
actually
fallen,
crazy.
who will take his place at the head of the Jalisco New Generation cartel? The answer to this question is the real nightmare of the Mexican government. The natural blood successors, like his son Ruben, known as El Menchito, have already been neutralized for some time and extradited to maximum security prisons in the United States. This leaves the field open to his most ruthless lieutenants. On one side, there is Hugo Gonzalo Mendoza Gaitan, alias El Sapo, a brutal hitman known for having orchestrated the worst massacres of the cartel.
Low-key, what was stopping El Mencho from just getting all his money and literally moving like countries or something, because he has the money. But then again, I think in like the beginning of the video it said he didn't really care for life or whatever, so I could see why he stayed in the shit.
There's the stepson of El Mencho, Juan Carlos Valencia Gonzalez, nicknamed El-03, who commands the highly feared elite assault groups of the organization. Without the authoritarian and centralizing figure of Oseguera to maintain the balance, security...
Why? Oh my god, he look healthy. He need to drop the skincare routine. Or maybe is it like AI? Because baby, his skin is clear. I know he be drinking water.
Experts are certain that the cartel will split. The real carnage that awaits Mexico in the coming weeks will not only be against the forces of the state, but a fierce, ruthless internal war between these bosses to conquer the crown and the billions of Jalisco. The fall of El Mencho is a strong symbol, but the empire built by him, made of weapons of war, ruthless control of the territory, and billions of dollars, fruit of smuggling, will not disappear overnight. We are facing a turning point for the history of Mexico and the global fight against drug trafficking. But according to you, will
Bro, this reminds me of Snowfall. Bro, I finished watching Snowfall. I was so freaking sad, bro. Like, I can't believe that happened to Frank. Okay, y'all don't know what the hell. Shut up. Okay.
Of El Mencho truly mark the end of the Jalisco cartel? Or will it only give start to an even darker and more violent chapter? If you like this video on the fall of El Mencho...
My question is, if they were trying to capture El Mencho, why was they shooting at him? Like, okay, I don't know. Bro, Mexico is just a roller coaster of emotions. Like, I don't ever get it with them. I hope they're okay, though. I hope all of this dies down. Let me know what you guys think about the situation. If you like the video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Love y'all.